God still speaks to his people. During a live service at Freedom for All Nations Outreach, God's servant, Prophet Samuel Akimbodosin, gave a prophecy concerning the ANC, stating that they need to go back to their origin. He also said that he saw two political parties on the seat. These were his exact words.
Please, let's be praying, because what I'm saying, I told ANC last week that they should go back to their origin. But after living here, it's quite unfortunate that I'm seeing them, the video that is circulating in another altar, building an altar against their origin. It's so painful. Please, I want you to continue to pray. Earlier of this morning, I saw two flags of political parties on the number one seat. Two flags of political parties. I'm not going to announce the party, because we are living in a world that has no fear of God. And for protection, we must apply wisdom. But I'm saying to you, South Africa should get ready for coalition government.
Just to confirm the prophecy of the prophet, the ANC and the DA have consolidated to govern the nation of South Africa.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has been sworn in for a second term, and he's spoken of the beginning of a new era. Well, these pictures show Mr. Ramaphosa at the inauguration ceremony. At least 18 foreign heads of state were expected to attend that event in Pretoria. Now, it does, of course, follow the recent elections in which the governing African National Congress, the ANC, the party of Nelson Mandela, lost its majority for the first time in decades and has entered into a coalition with a traditional rival to secure a two-thirds majority. The vote was described as one of the biggest political upsets in the country since apartheid ended. Well, our Africa correspondent Barbara Plett-Usher joins me now from Johannesburg. So now it's time to govern, and there were a lot of big issues dominating that election campaign: crime, the cost of living, even power cuts. How do you see President Ramaphosa's next term in office going?
Well, those were the things that he focused on in his inaugural speech. He acknowledged that voters were angry with the ANC's performance. He said, "I stand here humbly, and I have heard you speak." He said that the new National Unity Government, which of course includes an alliance with the ANC's traditional rival, the Democratic Alliance, he said, "We are committed to reversing inequalities, to making the economy grow, to making people who are stealing from the country be held accountable," a reference there to widespread allegations of corruption. So that is the focus of this new National Unity Government. In its documents, it has said that it's going to focus on things like the infrastructure, getting services back to working because they're not reliable, water and power services, creating jobs. There's very high unemployment here, getting more investment. That's the plan. And so this is what he laid out for the people of South Africa. But he also acknowledged the challenges, or spoke about the challenges. He said there are still deep divisions within this country. We made some progress, but there's like toxic cleavages, he said, divisions between where people live and between the have and have-nots, which have essentially not really completely changed since apartheid, and that it's really something that we have to stand together. Do we decide to move forward in unity at this point, or do we move back and lose what we have built? Because if we don't move forward in unity, there is a real risk of instability. So he really painted this picture of standing at a crossroads, but being prepared with a government and with an agenda to respond to the anger that voters had expressed and to respond to their demands.
Okay, Barbara Plett-Usher live in Johannesburg with the latest on that inauguration and the challenges ahead for President Ramaphosa. Thank you very much.
The prophet emphasized that the nation of South Africa needs to pray for what is ahead. How do you know a prophet? When he speaks and it comes to pass.